What's up, party people, to another episode of Who Asked You podcast. I am your host, Duty Too Groovy, and today we're going to be talking about something that is highly important. Um, this might not be news to all of you, especially if you've been following me and other people like me, but I feel like this is something that Spirit wants me to talk about, so I am going to talk about it. But before I get into what we're going to be talking about, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and make sure y'all check out my website, groovyworld.square.site. That is where all of the lectures and the classes and everything you will be able to find there. That's where it's going to be popping all August. All August. And it's a myriad of choices that you can have, from metaphysics to spiritual science to nutrition to chemistry. Excuse me. So many different subjects, so many different topics. It's going hard there. So y'all make sure that y'all check that website out. It will be in the description later. And actually, let me do something real quick. Here we go. That's groovyworld.square.site. So now that we got that out the way, you might be like, okay, studio, I get it. I'm going to check out the website. I'm going to support, you know what I'm saying? You've been giving us fire information for almost 2 years now. So I got you. But what you got us up so early in the morning for? Like, what's going on? Well, the topic of today is Luciferase. That's right, Luciferase, right? What is luciferase? Luciferase is an enzyme taken from fireflies and glowing fauna that gives substances a glow that mimics bioluminescence. In layman's terms, it's an enzyme, a chemical that allows things to glow in the dark. Just like how a firefly glows in the dark, or some of those plants, some of those exotic plants can glow, give that greenish, light greenish glow. That is what this enzyme does. Lucifer means light bearer, and ace in chemistry means enzyme. So Luciferase is literally light bearing enzyme, and it's easily traceable, easy to detect. Luciferase is a component of Moderna V. I'm not gonna say the word because they be tripping, but it is a component of Moderna's V, and so essentially it is the mark of the beast. Now I'm gonna pause right there because a lot of people, grew up. Most of us grew up, even whether you're a Christian, Muslim, a Jewish person, agnostic, it doesn't matter. You've heard of the mark of the beast. You know about how they're saying that if you don't have the mark, you can't buy, sell, whatever. And I'm watching people just live life as if they're not seeing this. Right now in New York, Governor Cuomo just made it to where if you don't have proof of vaccination, excuse me, I ended up saying the word anyway. If you don't have proof of vaccination, you can't go to a public place, a public area. How is that not the mark of the beast? We know that people have been magnetized. We know that certain elements give off radioactive waves, and we know that certain components, like I said, are magnetized. So how is that not the mark of the beast? I'm not understanding why people aren't waking up to this. And I'm going to actually break down why this proof is important. Yo, peace. So, luciferase, once again, is a component of Moderna. It has been pushed on black people, and we all know that black people have 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 666, right? But it goes even deeper than that, because if you're watching me or watching somebody like me, you already know that. We know that melanin, um, is a is a electromagnetic substance, and it generates energy. We know that, right? But let's look at six, the number six in numerology. Okay. And if black people are 666, and if these V's are the mark of the beast, this is going to make a lot more sense to you once I break down what a six is in numerology. Okay. Six in numerology can represent fanaticism and high loyalty to the state, high loyalty to the pharmaceutical companies, um, to the media, all that, and fanaticism. Let's talk about it. It's damn near a CV cult out here. Everything is CV. You sneeze, it's CV. You need to lay down, you got a headache, it's CV. No matter what happens, it's CV, right? Self-centered. Everybody is out for themselves these days. As far as all this mass buying of things like trying to prep and all that kind of stuff, very self-centered. People getting mad at you because you aren't wearing a mask because they're afraid for their own health, even though that they're debilitating their oxygen. Depressiveness. People don't talk about the high suicide rate that's going on right now due to the shutdowns and due to the uncertainty about our future. Unfounded fears. I don't even have to explain that. People are scared to walk outside these days, and overprotective by nullifying self-determination, and that is giving up your rights to to be safe from the V. So when you break down all those components, you can see how this is actually the mark of the beast. And they're using all of these things. Like let's be clear that all of these different variants that's coming out, it's kind of like a joke because they're going through, I believe, the Roman numerals. So they're going to continuously go through the Roman numerals. Let's talk about how Loki comes out with the multiverse theory and everything, and they're talking about variants and in different types of the same one source, and how you have to cut out every other branch in order to keep a streamline. That's highly important, and that is a subconscious spell on everybody. These things, these ideas, these themes, THEMES, and things are planted into your subconscious. So when you hear things, it on the subconscious levels trigger your thoughts, and because it's already something that you understand, you accept it more. And I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm kind of, I don't want this to be too short. We're going to go probably for another 5 minutes or so. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all check out groovyworld.square.site. It will be actually more videos like this and things of that nature from my website as well. But anyways, let's talk about Lil Nas X's soft porn video that he just put out. I don't really remember what the song is called, not only because I'm not a Lil Nas X fan, but I was kind of like appalled to what the video represented, and it represented a lot of negatives when it comes to the black man. Instead of him being very effeminate, he was more masculine. But in his masculine deposition, he was dancing and twerking with a prison full of other gay black men naked. And throughout the whole entire video, it was a bunch of homosexual activities, but showing quote unquote masculine men. And I think his name is Jack Harlow. He has a verse in the song, but he's the only man in that entire video. okay, that actually had a woman. And I feel like shout out to Double R, by the way, because he actually was the first person to talk about this, and then I looked it up, and I was like, "Whoa, this is nuts." But I pointed out that, and I noticed that he's the only person with a woman in the whole video, and he's a white man. So that is playing on the image of black men. And that might sound like I'm reaching, but think about it this way. If a young man is watching this video and he has no idea about the world, he knows nothing, and he's seeing a bunch of effeminate, masculine looking black men twerking and dancing and feeling on each other, and then he sees one white man with a woman, what is that going to do to his psychology about himself? He may think that that is the way, that is the natural order. That is another way to put the white man over the image of the black man. And I got into a big argument on Facebook today about this because I told people that if I see you defending Lil Nas X for this video, you're getting the Yappa Zappa. Okay? And what is the Yappa Zappa? The Yappa Zappa is me unfriending you and potentially blocking you, because there's no reason for you to defend somebody that's clearly been put on a pedestal to steer children into sexual perversion. If y'all go watch that video, it is a soft porn video. It's not a music video. It's literally a soft porn video. And somebody tried to argue with me and say, well, what about all these videos with naked females and blah, blah, blah. For one, most videos have half naked females. They don't have the vagina blurred out. The only time that they had things like that going on was BET Uncut, and that came on at 3-4 in the morning when we should have been asleep anyway. And I tried to remind them that, you know, I just got done saying the same thing about the WAP video and how the WAP video is sexually perverting the minds of black young girls too, and they had a problem with that. So it's like certain people just don't want to see the truth, and certain people just want to argue with you just because you have an opinion, just because you see what it is, you know. So I'm using from now until infinity the Yappa Zappa, and anybody who tries to argue with me about moot points and things that just don't matter, you're getting blocked, you're getting deleted. I don't care. Like, we gotta save children. It's not about your ego anymore. It's not about you just arguing just because you want to be right. Those days are over. We were literally in the end game. They told you what they wanted to do. In the Avengers, they told you what they wanted to do. Kill half of everything, of everybody. And remember a scene in the Avengers. Captain America said, on the bright side, there's whales in some type of river, some shit he was talking about. They are literally trying to wipe us out. They have literally marked people. They're literally pushing agendas to where it is anti-life. We are literally living in an anti-life equation right now. From the foods breaking down our DNA, which, don't forget that my chemistry book is still coming out in October. Like, that's not getting swept under the rug. My chemistry book is coming out, and it will break down these biochemical and chemical components, that are affecting us, our reproductive organs, our sperm, everything. Like, they're literally putting us through an anti-life equation right now. Like I said, from the foods to the media to the sexual perversion to the sterilizing shots to everything. We're literally in the end game of this spiritual war. and people are playing. People, like, I understand, like, and maybe it's just because I don't care, but everybody's talking about this versus stuff. Like, bro, at the end of the day, that does not matter. Old niggas still rapping against each other, arguing. At the end of the day, that does not matter. We got rappers rapping about taking vax. They got vax rapping right now. Like, if y'all don't see what type of time it is, I don't know what to say. Like, and the thing about all of this is that all of the things that we talked about, all of the things that we talked about last year, from December 2019 all the way to this till today, everything that we talked about is happening now. Everything that we talked about is happening, from the different variations to the lockdowns to the media lying to corruption to child trafficking to, like, um, indictments, and all this stuff is just coming to the surface. Everything that we said a year ago is showing, and y'all still ain't caring. Like, certain people just still not caring, or they're so scared that they're trying to pretend like stuff ain't happening. And that's wild to me. It's weird because people will rise up about police murder but won't stand up against this forced jab crazy. You know why? You know why though? Because they're used to that freedom nut. I say people, when it comes to police murder, that's a freedom nut. They can bust that freedom nut. They can make some signs. They don't really have to do anything. They can throw a couple rocks, throw a couple bottles, scream, but at the end of the day, they know that what they're doing isn't affecting anything. So that's safe. It's not safe yet to argue against the pharmaceutical companies because they halfway believe them. So they're not going to argue about something that they're not 100% sure about. They know for a fact that police brutality happens. And so what they do, they watch some murder porn, get angry, scream, shout, march, and then wait till the next one. But with this is a whole new ball game. This is a whole new component. They don't know how to do it. Because check this out. I say that with them doing the vaccination IDs and stuff, let them do it. All we got to do is stop. We don't have to do half the things that they're trying to take away. Like, we don't have to do half of that stuff. Those are choices. You don't need to go to Walmart every day. You don't need to go to a concert. You don't need to do half the stuff that you feel like you need to do. Literally, okay, you don't want us to do that? Fine. We pull in our money. We find some black farmers. We buy from them. We make avenues to where we can work from remote and we don't have to go nowhere. Now, that may make us sitting ducks, but at the same time, if the goal is to coerce you into getting something that you don't want to do, fine. I'll put it in the simplest terms. Oh, you don't want me to play the PlayStation? Fine, I don't want to play anyway. I'm good. I'll go outside, play basketball. I don't need your video game. It's that simple. It's that simple. We can't be so cowardice that we're not even strong enough to just say, okay, you don't have to fight, bro. Like, you don't have to put your hands on nobody. You don't have to march. You don't have to do none of that. I got the perfect solution for that. If they say no groceries without the jab, then we need to start growing our own food. If you feel like that's a possibility, then take all of the vegetables and all of the fruits that we have in our houses and start planting them now. That's the only solution. Start figuring out people who know how to plant and start thinking of bartering ideas and bargaining ideas. Buy bulk while they're not doing it now. Buy things in bulk. They say that white rice isn't good, but for the time being, if you need that, buy some white rice. Buy some big cans of beans. Buy things in bulk and don't touch it. So, well, yeah, that's the best solution. Planting and stocking, but at the same time, you don't want to. This is kind of the issue with stocking up and stuff like that. Overly stocking up, because while you're spending all of your money on all of these extra supplies and stuff like that, all you're doing is making these companies richer. And that's a part of the sixth nature of everything. And it's 222. Shout out to the ancestors. That's the sixth component in everything. Remember, it's about having unfounded fears and being overprotective. So you kind of, in everything in life. Oh, shout out Rain too. Rain in the building. Everything is about balance. There's a difference between being fanatically scared and being balanced and prepared. Like you have to find that balance for the individual self. Like because it ain't one size fits all, you know. So that's kind of like my wisdom on that, as far as like what are we supposed to do. I feel like we need to plan, but at the same time, don't be so focused on the worst case scenario. Because in all honesty, if you turn the internet off and you just live life, you wouldn't even know none of this stuff is happening. Life is really frightening on the internet, depending on what you're focused on. That's one thing we have to realize too, is, and I keep saying this and I love this lesson, the biggest spell that ever happened in the universe was through the Abrahamic religions, with the Lucifer going to rule for 100 years, like, or 1,000 years, or however long. Like that was the biggest spell, because everybody has agreed that it's going to happen. So if we're all focused on this ultra negative outcome of what's going to happen, then it's going to happen, because we have all agreed that that's what we want it to happen. That's what I'm going to be teaching about the unified field theory on my website, groovyworld.square.site, because we have to understand that our words and our thoughts and our actions create the reality that we live in. Everything in life is perceptual. Every single thing in life is perceptual. And we are at the 24-minute mark. I'm going to end it there. Thank you all for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. And once again, classes are starting, okay? Classes will begin on the 16th. So you have until then to purchase your class, okay? You will have 3 time slots each day. Like on let's say you on Monday. Let's say on Monday we teach metaphysics on Monday, okay? So you have each Monday of August, starting from the 16th, to attend class. And then there's 3 time slots. There's 7:30, 3:30, and 9:30. So you have 3 chances to utilize what you bought and to learn the lesson of that day. And it's going to be, each lesson is going to be in 3 different parts throughout the month. So go ahead. Each class is only $20. We have an all class package that's $100, or a 3 class package that's $50. I'm not breaking nobody pockets in this information. Y'all know how I do. Just like how I broke down Luciferase for everybody, y'all know how I'm coming with the lectures. So shout out to Yosef and Rain. Y'all up early for the knowledge, and I appreciate that. So y'all make sure that y'all go ahead and go to groovyworld.square.site. And until next time, y'all.